How to build your cleaning business. Steve here with the Janitorial Store, the channel where we help cleaning business owners scale their businesses with systems, tools, and resources. Well, you know, if you're just getting started in the industry, you just developed your cleaning company, you don't have any clients yet. Well, one of the easiest ways of building it is to just start off small, because the key is that as we're building the business, we're going to start developing systems. So if we start with small accounts, it makes it easier for us to develop our systems, such as, you know, our cleaning systems. You know, if we're doing zone cleaning, team cleaning, you know, and things like that. That's what I'm talking about. You know, because you got onboarding systems for clients and different things like that there. But just start with small accounts, and maybe it's going to be a 2,000 to 2 to 5, 10,000 square feet, and you know, start with that. It could be a professional office, you know, it could be a medical center, but a professional office building is typically the easiest to start with. So you start off with those size of accounts, and then what you want to do is you want to build up. So let's say after a few months you've taken on a few of these accounts, and you know, you got one that's 2,000, one that's 5,000, one that's 12,000, and you really are getting things rolling, and you're feeling pretty comfortable. Well, now the next thing is to do is just to go ahead and step up to the medium-sized accounts. So, you know, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll target an account that's 30,000 square feet. And you know, again, you know, the easiest one to get into would be a professional office building. You know, a call center would be a good example. That would be a good account. So, you know, look at those size of accounts. You know, it could be 20 to 50,000 square feet. You know, those would be your mid-size accounts. And once after a few months of handling those there, and things are going fine, you're not losing any clients. Your systems are falling into place. You're hiring good people. Everybody's doing work to standards. They're meeting the goals. Everybody's production rates are great. So as you see things are working out well, now go ahead and think about going up to that next level and go after some large accounts. You know, with those large accounts, you know, we're thinking around 75,000 square feet. You know, that's a large account. Again, you know, it makes it easier by doing this in steps, because you imagine starting off right for your first account, doing an account that's 55,000 or 75,000 square feet. Well, you know, the chances are is that you'd probably lose the accounts because you haven't built up enough systems and processes and procedures to how to handle that size of account. So that's why I suggest you do it this way. And once you got a handle on the large accounts, then you can start going after those mega accounts, to where you got a 30-story building that's a couple 100,000 square feet, you know, or a 50-story building, whatever, you know. But that's what you can do, is then you can go after those mega accounts, and that's how you continue to build your business. And you know, the thing about that is you want to think about the sectors that you're going to go after. Sure, you may stick with professional office buildings for a period of time, but you want to be able to be diversified. Now, this came very clear to a lot of cleaning companies when COVID hit in 2020. So when that happened, a lot of people had all of their business in one basket, meaning that they were serving one sector or one type of business, such as schools. Well, all the schools shut down. You know, well then, you know, obviously they couldn't go in there and clean because nobody was being in there to you know, to make the school dirty. So that's really what you want to think about, is that you want to be able to diversify and, you know, think about the essential business. So, you know, you have a well-diversified portfolio of contracts. So maybe you got some schools, and maybe you got some professional office buildings, you got some medical centers and medical clinics, you know, and things like that there. You might have some manufacturing, you might have some retail. So you mix it up a little bit and you be diversified. So when something like that were to happen again, if we do have a breakout where there's you know, COVID were to hit again or something like that, well, chances are that you may have some of your clients that will shut down or reduce services, but they won't all do the same thing. The residential market found that out the hard way, because residential homeowners just cut off service. They didn't want anybody coming into their home, which is, it's justified, but a majority of those residential cleaning companies lost a lot of business. A lot of them went out of business, and so what they started doing is they started diversifying into commercial cleaning, because if you remember that time, a lot of people started jumping on the bandwagon to do cleaning and disinfecting. So everybody was trying to get their PPE and their electrostatic sprayer or their fogger so they could go offer that service to disinfect facilities and homes. And that worked out well for a few people for a while, but eventually that fell off too, because people got wise, because there was a lot of overcharging of those services, and people just got wise to it, and it got to be where it was really known for it was air. It was transmitted through the air more so than it was touch surfaces. But in either case, it's still important to disinfect. But anyway, what I'm saying is that people that were offering that service, that started to decline also. Well, now they weren't diversified enough, to be able to stay in business or keep on keep their employees. So they started laying off people or putting people on furlough. And like I say, in some cases, some of these cleaning companies they shut down because they had no more business. So that's really the key of how to grow your business, is that you got to stay diversified. The other thing is too, is that you have to create your systems early. Don't make this mistake, and I've talked about this in other videos. Don't make the mistake of building your business and building it quickly, to get to 500,000, 1 million, or whatever that mark may be, without building systems, because you will hit a brick wall and you will come to a quick halt. You will have issues, no doubt about it. I've seen it happen many, many times with cleaning companies, and you're no different. If you want to try to scale your business quickly without systems, it's not going to work, and it just don't work. So that's why I take the time and develop the systems that you need early on, such as a hiring system, and your training system. Those are the two key ones that you have there. You got your hiring, your onboarding, and then you got your training. Because then you also got your marketing systems. Because without the marketing systems, we can't get leads. If we can't get leads, we can't sell. And if we can't close deals, that means that we don't need to hire employees. So the more opportunities that we have, the more opportunities we got to close the deal, meaning that we're going to need more people to go out and do the cleaning. So all these systems intertwine with each other. So it's very, very important. So, and one thing that I tell my coaching clients is that the system you want to be working on is the one that's going to move the needle in the biggest way. So let's say we are just getting started out. Well, I would highly recommend that you put together, a marketing system, then your hiring system, and a training system. You have to have a quality control system. Those are, and safety training is another one that's on top. So you need to have those in place, along with a company policy manual. If you're just getting started out, you need those systems in place, because otherwise you're going to struggle trying to continue to build your business. So, well, one thing that you can do is that we've got the learning library on the Janitorial Store in My House Cleaning Biz, and just go over there and click on how to start a cleaning business, and we got a wealth of information in there that's going to help you think about your strategy as to how you're going to build your business. Now, if you do it right, you can build this very successful cleaning business. A lot of people don't realize this, but you could scale your business to do multi-millions of dollars of business in revenue every year. So something to think about. And that's not the ultimate goal for everybody. A lot of people are just building successful cleaning companies, and they're happy with that. They don't need this multi-million-dollar big business, to manage. So, success is measured different in many ways, but, in order for you to build your successful cleaning business, you have to have systems. Well, hopefully you found some value from this video, and if you did, feel free to make sure that you comment and leave a like, and if you'd like to, go ahead and leave a question if you do. Be more than happy to do a show on that topic. And if you have not already, make sure that you subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get the latest notifications for the new videos that will help you grow your cleaning business. So thanks for checking in, and let's keep it clean out there.